All right, as we mentioned, some breaking news on the Cash for Clunkers program. Transportation Secretary LaHood says the vehicle trade-in program will end next Monday. For more details on what this could mean for auto manufacturers and dealers, as well as consumers, we head to Detroit and Bloomberg's own Jerome Levin. Jerome, thanks for coming on at such short notice. Let me ask, first of all, how much of a surprise this was. I mean, did we have a final date, a final week, a final month in mind?
Well, from the very beginning, Matt, we heard from dealers, even before this program was finally approved, that customers were really interested in it. They were coming into dealerships even before the money was appropriated. So we knew that there was going to be a lot of demand for it. And lo and behold, as soon as the money was appropriated, the cars started coming in. The cars started flying out of dealerships. We've seen in the last week the automakers are beginning to add scheduled production, calling back workers, trying to sort of build back up inventories that were depleted. So the government finally figured out that they better figure out how much money they have and cut off the program before they actually issue vouchers for money that can't support it. And that's really the position they're in now. The reason they're closing it off on Monday is because they want to make sure that they don't have dealers stuck with vouchers that they don't have money to redeem.
What do you think this means for auto dealers over the weekend? I mean, anybody with a Clunker's got to be wondering, should I go right now?
Well, I think if you're going to an auto dealership this weekend, you're going to see a lot of people there, and chances are you're going to see a lot of old vehicles that have been sort of dredged out of garages and places like that people have finally decided that it makes sense to turn in at this point.
How about, we talk so much about pulling demand forward, and people say, hey, if we're going to give them $4,500, why not give them $10,000? If we're going to spend $2 billion on this, why not spend $4 billion? Is there going to be demand for Congress to bring this back?
Oh, there's no question there's going to be demand on the part of dealers and on the part of manufacturers. This is a great windfall for them. And the government's really going to have to decide how much money it wants to appropriate for this. They could probably keep it going indefinitely. If you, on a marginal basis, if you keep discounting and give people $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, whatever it's going to be, to buy a new car, they're going to buy a new car. There are a lot of old cars out there. The units in use here in this country is something like 240 million cars, and a lot of them are very old.
What do you think about the possibility that it comes back? I mean, what do you hear from D.C. about how popular this program is there?
Well, of all the things that have been, of all the programs that have been set up and all the money that's been appropriated in stimulus, this is one of the ones that is most tangible. You can actually see that the needle is moving, that sales are increasing, that factories are starting up or adding a shift here and there. GM this past week said that they were going to be calling back 1,350 workers. The point is, when this stops, are we going to have a complete drop-off for a while, and are we going to be in a situation where we've actually created a bubble? I think everybody is wary of that as well, and they realize that just as we created a bubble in retrospect after the 9/11, when the Keep America Rolling program was started by General Motors, that we could create another bubble with Clunkers.
All right, Jerome, thanks very much, Jerome Levin from our Detroit Bureau. Bottom line, this is over on Monday night, so if you want to take your clunker in and get free money from your grandchildren to buy a new car,